Welcome to my man cave, if you will. This is my garage, my office, my studio, my meeting room, and my hangout space. This is probably the cleanest it's been in a long time. I didn't get it clean for this video, but it was good timing. So anyway, where to start? All right, so starting here up front, this is what I call the office space. I mounted my monitor. I have a curved monitor that actually fits the curve of the V nose of the trailer, which is pretty sweet. I have it mounted pretty good, but I do throw a cover on it when we travel. And then I actually use my Mac Studio here for video editing, a lot of my work. I have a laptop, but it has some battery issues, so I can't really rely on it. So whenever we are plugged in, I try to use the studio, which is nice. The bummer part is when we're not plugged in, I have to get everything set up or run power out here just to edit a video or whatever. So for the most part, not a problem, but every once in a while it is a problem. So I'm making changes pretty much every week to the space, just getting it more refined, more organized. As we're getting more things or finding uses for different things, it's nice to just find an official spot for stuff. So kind of some general junk drawer storage there, and then some more junk storage. This is super nice because it's silicone, so it doesn't slide around. I actually just throw it right on my desk pad here when we travel, and I don't really have to put that stuff away, which is nice. And then underneath I actually have a mixture of kind of general tools and bike tools. So we've got bike lubricants, chain tools, tubes. Here's some just general storage, more bike parts, lube, a lot of bike parts, bike tools, and then general tools, hooks. This is where I keep all kind of my office specific stuff, so notes and pads and hard drives and computer and everything. In this is extra computer stuff and video stuff. So I've got some extra tripods. I think I have my MIDI keyboard, a lot of cables and stuff that I don't need on the regular, but when I do a special project, I'm able to kind of open that up and get in there. This is a vacuum cleaner, so that's nice, a little shop vac, because it does get dirty in here. We've got these awesome fly racing rugs. I got 2 of those, and then I also have 2 fly racing bar stools, which are really cool. So we had these first, and then I built the desk height to match the bar stools, which is pretty sweet. All right, moving on over to our storage bins here. Storage bins from bottom up. We have Brecky Breck costumes, so these are special occasion costumes that we don't really use a lot when we film, but still nice to have in case we do some special events. Here we have books, so this is where all of the books that we sell on the tour are stored. We're actually running low, so good problem, but that's where we store the books. These are storytime extras, so the extra supplies that we don't need in our active storytime bin. And then our merchandise. So again, we're running low on merchandise. We definitely need to do a new order, but we're kind of redesigning some stuff. So, and then kind of sloppy, messy pile. I've got a jacket, some notepads, and some tires. Moving over here, I have a couple bins. I actually just put these up here, which is nice. I was just trying to get vertical because I realized there's a lot of wasted space up high. So I've got 2 bins here. This is where we store our half cage helmets. So normally those are loaded up here. We do have all the kids' bikes and helmets out of the trailer right now, so normally that would be loaded. And then up here I have a curtain that I actually hang up on these magnets to create a little backdrop here if I'm taking meetings, or if we're going to do a podcast or something and don't want the clutter in the back. I can kind of make that go away pretty quick. I have a little screen here as well, so this is a magnetic screen, or Velcro screen, so it Velcros here so I can leave the door open at night if bugs are coming in, especially when we were down south coming up through the Carolinas. There were a lot of bugs, so I was like, hey, I need to get a screen because this is not fun. Well, lights are on at night and the bugs are like, hey, we're gonna come hang out with you, and I was like, please don't. The next row we have all of our carbon fiber race helmets. So these are our fly race helmets. Each of our family members has a nice helmet, which is super cool, and they come in a nice bag, and it happens to just fit perfectly in here. So this is Brecky Breck's helmet. We put her little pin on there so we know which one's hers, so we can grab it quick. Here in the middle, when we're in travel mode, we store our signs. So we've got the Books and Bikes tour signs and our tables that we use for crafts. And I guess I should note too, it is a lot more full during travel mode. So when we're at an RV park, I'm able to kind of offload a little bit and create some space and some flow. We have all of their bikes outside right now. So normally those are either kind of hung on the wall and in the middle here as well. So right now it's really open. We can actually see and walk through it. Normally it's kind of packed all the way up to here, and I try to keep the front clear in case I do need to jump in and work. Working down the shelves, we have a big fly racing gear bag. So this has all of our racing equipment, one gear bag here and actually another one down here. So I put all Breck and my stuff in one and then all the kids' gear in the other. So this is jerseys, pants, knee pads, chest protectors, gloves, kind of all of the wearables for riding are in these two gear bags. This is our go box for our bike clinic. So we pull this out, it has kind of all our bike clinic setup stuff, some extension cords, the cables for our electronic start gate, some sign-in stuff, all the goodies, and then just some general tools down there. On this side, we have a couple more signs, some older signs that we don't use anymore. My drone's down there. That thing pops around. That has a new place pretty much every week. This tote is full of camera studio equipment. So I have studio lights, tripods. You know, I can kind of set up a nice little spot if I need to. And then this is our go box for storytime. So this has all of our storytime equipment, sign-in stuff, table covers, all that stuff. I usually keep my camera case here. So this is all my camera stuff. I'm not gonna go through that. It's nothing fancy. So it does the job. All right, moving on to all the fun, pretty stuff. So up top, we have all of the bike clinic helmets. So these are all the helmets that the kids actually get to wear. Fly Racing hooked us up. So we have 20 helmets. So I had to figure out a place for all those helmets. When we first started the tour, we actually had a helmet rack that Fly Racing sent us. It was really heavy and it's made for retail. I ended up putting some caster wheels on it, and we did it for a few months, but it was just so clunky and so heavy. So if we weren't able to park close to where we were hosting the clinic, it just was useless. So I ended up breaking that down and have it in storage under the RV. And we just kind of hand carry the helmets out there. So this is actually a lot better use of space for storage. Like I said, up top was a lot of wasted space. So I was just trying to get stuff up towards the ceiling. And then we have all of our bike storage. So on this side, we have all of the balance bikes. Strider and Mongoose hooked us up. So we have 17 now, I think, balance bikes between the two brands. So it's pretty sweet. So those are pretty easy to store. Just throw them on hooks, then I alternate them up and down. And then we do have one on a rocker and a little bit bigger one. And we always have some floaters as well. So, but those are pretty sweet. Those come in and out pretty fast. So that's pretty nice. And then on this side, we have our bikes. I guess I probably should go through all of our bikes. We have mountain bikes, dirt jumpers, we have our race bikes, we have a park bike, we've got a little bit of everything. So right now, we have a few extra Fourth bikes. If you don't know, I'm actually, I do a lot of marketing with Fourth bikes, pretty sweet kids mountain bikes. So we did a big event in Bentonville and we took some bikes there. So we have a few of those right now. And then that's what all of our kids ride as well, because they're pretty sweet bikes. And then we have our race bike. So Miles has a new race bike he's building. Got a frame from the parts we're kind of commandeering. So this is Miles' race bike. This is Briar's race bike. This is Maverick's race bike. We've got our larger Strider balance bike, which is pretty sweet. This is what Breck rides around with the kids when she's doing laps, or if we have someone that's a little bit bigger that wants to ride around at our clinic, we use that. Mongoose sent us this sweet park bike, so we have this. We're filming a few Brecky Breck segments with that. Turning around, this is kind of like a spot that I don't get real organized very well yet. A couple backpacks. This is all my pickleball gear because I like playing pickleball, basketball. We have some other stuff that ends up here as well. This is our speaker we use at our events for dancing and songs, because you know, you got to set those vibes. It's crazy the difference between an event with music and without music. Obviously at our story time we dance, so we need the music there, but even outside of that, when there's music playing, it just helps cut the tension, and I'm a big believer in good music. Then down here at the end is where we keep our electronic start gate. So ProStart sent us a sweet single start gate, and this has been super awesome. We set this up at our events, and it's great because the kids get to go look at the big start hills, but a lot of times that's pretty intimidating. So right after they do that, we bring them down and they get to do a few tries on the electronic start gate, and it's not intimidating and helps them kind of feel like they're really racing and get that start feeling, which is super cool. That's the inside. On the outside, pretty standard. We used to have an orange trailer, now we got a green trailer. We're gonna get some decals. We've been all over the place for whether we do a full wrap or we just add some logos and some stickers. It also costs a lot of money, and while we're traveling, it's hard to coordinate the timing with like a graphic shop to bring it in. I was hoping to get one done last week, but the graphic shop was being weird and they wanted us to actually bring the trailer in, even though I gave them all the specs. So like, hey, can you just make a few decals this size? And they're like, you need to bring the trailer in. I was like, can you just print them? So anyway, didn't end up working out. Here on the front, I did a little pass through for our outlet, so this is pretty sweet, so I can kind of just throw power in without having to have a door open. That runs to a power strip I have under the desk, and then otherwise that is our trailer. So our garage, office, studio, pretty cool.